Okay, so let's discuss pop-up design. So I'm gonna create a brand new pop-up here, and there we go. So I was gonna talk about edit preview, but I kind of covered that in the overview episode or the overview video. So go ahead and watch that one if you want to talk about the edit preview. So let's go ahead and go to display. And so there's a number of settings inside the display tab, namely the display type. Pop-up, which is a small window that appears, or banner. We try to think of more, but this is the only two that we came up with. So I'm going to go and change this one to banner, and I'll show you what that looks like. Firstly, everything changes. You'll see the whole settings have changed, even configure has changed. And then in edit preview, this is what we see. It's just a banner. And I can click into the title to change the title, and I can change the description as well. So a banner can only have 200 characters maximum, and I believe it's even more limited than the pop-up uh, editor also. Notice we can only have like links or something. No images, no iframes, nothing big, no tables. Um, and so, yeah, 200 characters max, and I believe it updates as we go. Yeah, 165, which seems incorrect, but whatever. Um, okay, yeah, so display. So I'll go over banner really quickly and I'll switch to pop-up and show you those. So with pop-up banners, or with banners, we're able to change the background color. So let's do secondary and make sure we render our changes. And there we go. So white on yellow looks pretty bad, so I'll change this to black. So with the description, I can change that within the editor. However, for the title, I'll have to actually go to title styles here. And here we have more settings for that pertain to just the title. So I'll change this one to dark. There we go. And let's say I want to increase the font size to 26. And let's make this left justified. There we go. So left, center, right justification. Um, and lastly, let's make this bold, italicized, and underlined. And I don't see it underlined or yeah, I don't see it underlined. Um, I believe it'll be underlined when it saves. I don't know. I think I might have targeted the wrong one there, but that's fine. So that's our display for the banner. Very limited. There's not really a lot we can do with that. But if you have other ideas for other types of pop-ups, we'd love to hear them. So I'm gonna switch this back to pop-up, and this changes back as well. Perfect. So pop-ups have a number of settings, and it's pretty sequential. Notice we start with the header, and I'll change the background color to primary. And let's say I want the left corner rounded, but the right corner sharp. And the close button, I want to be a light color, and 21, that's fine. So I changed a few things. The color, the left corner should be rounded, and the close button should be white. Okay, so left corner is rounded, close button is white, it's a blue background. I just need to change the title color. Light, let's make this 30, and bold, italics, and underlined as well. Let's preview that. All right, not bad. So the next bit would have to be the body, and it's just the background color. I'll make this one primary as well, and there we go. I want to change this to that color, and let's make that centered, just to kind of keep things. And lastly is the footer. So the footer has a couple of settings here. Let's make this primary just like we did for the others. Let's make the right corner rounded this time. And for the buttons, um, let's remove the close button because we have a close button at the top. And render. There we go. And let's actually toggle this click me button. So this is a custom button that we're able to place there. And I'll just say like, check it out. And then I'll send them to Google, sure. But we could also click this option here to link something on our website if we wanted to. So render changes, and maybe I'll change the border, the background color here to be secondary, just because it's setting the color on the button. I don't know how I feel about that, but that's fine. Let's also make the button centered. Let's see, button justification to center, and there we go. So with design, we're able to actually customize our pop-up, in greater detail than we have ever had or we've ever been able to before. Just increase the size. There we go. All right. So the last one we skipped over was animation. If you understand how animation works, great. If you don't, it's totally fine. There's different types of animations. There's fading, sliding, and I'll increase the duration to 1,000, which is going to be 1 second. This is in milliseconds. And let's do slide from the right. So there's the animation, what type of animation, how long the animation takes, and then which direction. These settings will change depending on the animation we choose. So I'll render and see it kind of slides. It's not great inside of this display here, but in the actual, like on the actual page, it looks vastly better. Let's do fold. Notice we have different settings now. Fold direction, for blind, direction, scale and fade, just duration. Oops. I'll do slide from the left and render and save. So now let's take a look at how that looks. Okay, so it faded in. Did I not set the animation properly? I don't know. But it doesn't look bad. Okay. Something might be up with animations, but that's fine. Um, so that just about covers the display uh, display tab. Um, I'll have to take another look at animation again. Um, However, in the next video we'll talk about configure. It's not as flashy, we can't really do anything noticeable inside configure, but there's some settings in there that are very important to how the display or how the pop-up works. So I'll see you then.